Go from fresh, fun technology to a big picture view of the marketplace and opportunities and trends. We wanted to give an opportunity to a select group of vendors to lend their voice to the discussion. This is what we call Live at DISTREE. Each of the vendors taking the stage now is going to be given just a 15-minute slot. It's an executive briefing, about 7 or 8 minutes, to present what they think are some of the highlights in their space, the opportunities ahead. I'm going to stay on stage, use the remaining 4 or 5 minutes to dig a little bit deeper, to probe with some questions on things that I find most interesting and think that are relevant to the distributors and the retailers here in the room. So this program is called Live at DISTREE, and the first presenter I want to welcome to the stage, Vasily Dyagilev from Kaspersky. Vasily, if you'll join us.
So, good evening, everyone. I would like to thank DISTREE organizers for having a chance to talk a little bit about the future trends and the situation in LatAm. So, my presentation name is Be Ready for What's Next. So, before I go to some boring slides, I just want to show you a small video, just to a little bit shake you up after a global picture that you've been presented by the analysts. So the nice question might be, what are we actually ready for? And we are ready for fighting a new reality of the e-world. This is how we call the digital way the people live today. Today we face more than 35,000 new threats that appear on the internet daily. The number of signatures increased from 250,000 in 2007 to more than 5 million right now, and by the end of 2010 of 4.6 million malware programs that can potentially steal your digital identity. So what's happened for the last few years, and what we as a company see is going to happen in further, is that the type of threats are really changing. So we're changing from the hooligans and the pioneers who was just interested of what they're capable to do with the computer, or were just ugly enough not to have a girlfriend, to the business model where people earn money on stealing the information, on stealing the digital identities, and even going further. The malware programs potentially might be a new type of weapon that can be used in changing the world's environment. So coming a bit closer to our region, so is that different to LatAm? And I would say, unfortunately, no. And as you know, probably one of the leading countries and the pioneers of creating the malware currently is Brazil. So for the last 3 years, the number of malware attacks and the number of infections and epidemics increased from 500,000 to more than 2.5 million projected by the end of this year. So it's more than 500% growth. It grows faster than the IT industry is actually growing. So according to the analyst numbers, the computer IT security will grow up from $7 to $9.9 billion worldwide in the coming few years. So the main drivers of this will be mobility, cloud computing, something that Rudy was just talking about. People get more IT, more consumer IT, so the consumerization will happen. So the change that might happen is that we go from protecting the device is to protecting the data and the digital identity of a person. But unfortunately, all this is also driven by increasing threat that's coming from the cyber criminals. So we as Kaspersky have a mission to save the world. So we are ready to face these challenges, being the largest private anti-malware company in the world and the fastest growing company in the world with the double-digit growth numbers. Yes, last year we were recognized as #3 vendor in antivirus retail and IT security retail by the number of analysts with more than 9% market share. Currently, we operate 29 offices and more than 1,000 people is 24/7 working in analyzing the threats that is coming to the market. And we even have a local LatAm team that actually specialized on a special malware written in this region. Kaspersky is ready, and we are a recognized technical leader in the area of sharing protective technologies with a lot of vendors, just to name a few of them. All these technologies lead to creation to a new range of products that we offer you as our channel partners and our partners to protect the people to the markets. I will start from the B2C range that Kaspersky is offering right now in Latin America, and it's nothing different to what we're actually offering to the rest of the world. So we have a ultimate protection, which is called Kaspersky Pure, the best product Kaspersky ever designed, and a top-level security. We have a solution, a unique solution on the market for the small office and SMBs from 5 to 10 people that protects not only the endpoint machine, but it also protects the server, and it has a backup solution. We definitely have a product for Mac users, and the product for those who know the reality of the Mac world and is not blinded by the promises that are given. And definitely talking about, and coming back to the slides that you've seen before, we are now very actively in the field of mobile security. The product that protects the mobile phones, the product that helps you to find your lost phone and actually goes beyond IT security. It goes to physical security of your data and of your belongings. And today I have a chance to introduce to you officially in LatAm region the new product, which is called Kaspersky Internet Security. Is our core product for our company. Is Kaspersky Internet Security 2012. It's a next year product that we will start distributing very shortly in the region, and somewhere it's already accessible. So we call this product the product as the best of the two worlds. And the two worlds of Kaspersky, as we understand it, is combining the existing technologies to the new technologies that appear. So protection from the cloud and the cloud technology that Kaspersky is bringing to its end users is very simple. Using the Kaspersky Security Network, a cloud system that was created by Kaspersky, we are able to identify the threat before it actually hits the signature databases. And we can immediately deliver the fix and the cure to the all machines that are in the cloud, protecting them proactively from the possible loss of their data. So we protect before the malware gets to the PC. And definitely we're using some traditional ways of analyzing the threats. It's a signature-based heuristic analysis, black, white listing, and a number of other technologies like a sandbox, safe run, and some others. So what is Kaspersky Lab in Latin America? Today we are not launching our business. Today we're just here to stand up and say that we grew up very much for the last couple of years. Recently we had a restructuring in our company where we recognized LatAm as a separate region, and now it directly reports to HQ in Moscow and has a direct reporting of its result to Moscow. So we have a local presence across the whole LatAm. So we have a local team of about 50 people. So it's about another 50 people who on a daily basis support their operation in terms of business in these territories, in Moscow, in the United States, in some other countries. We have a 100% partner-focused business model, and I think it was one of the keys of our success. Local anti-malware analytics team that deals specifically and tune up the product specifically to fight the threats of your local markets. Local production centers, which is more important, and we're unique in this. So we have a fast shelf replacement, we have fast delivery, never out of stock. End user support in local languages, trying to keep our end users committed to our brand, and definitely a premium brand positioning, which means definitely higher margins and generation of demand by Kaspersky Lab and generation the traffic to the stores for the product that the people need. So further, for 2012, it was said today that in 60 seconds people can do a lot in the internet. So what is coming? Is it tablets, as we saw, maybe not? Is it some new devices, home appliances? Rudy, how much was it? It's about 30% of the TV sets now have an internet connection. Most of these TV sets are now connected with the media players that contain your data and has an access to the internet. So what might be the risk of losing all the data that you are actually accessing? As I said already, we are moving from the we are moving to the user-centric protection of the digital identity. So we don't want to protect any more user. A PC itself, we want to protect user and all the data across the platforms. And this is the future for the next year. In terms of business, we are focused on the partners and definitely want to invite all the partners here in the room and generally in LatAm region to join us and to be ready to save the world. Whatever, how, like big it would say. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, please, we welcome you to our booth, to our local team. Thank you. Gracias. Obrigado.
Vasily, thank you very much. A mission to save the world is a very tall challenge. We'll start small. You're joining us from Kaspersky headquarters in Moscow.
Definitely.
You talk a bit about the reorganization of the organization in recognition of the future potential of this region. Can you get a little bit more specific? Can you tell us what markets, what countries you're looking to grow the channel, you're looking to add new distributors?
One of the minuses being a global company is that you have to operate across the ocean with a big time difference. So historically, Kaspersky Lab in Latin America was reporting to the United States. And actually, the business was developed on some rules that are taken into this continent. In the beginning of the year, we've changed a lot, and we recognize LatAm as a separate part of the emerging markets region, which includes Russia, Middle East, everything in BRIC, well, actually, apart from China. So all the technologies, all the business practices that we introduce and continue to do in Latin America, they are absolutely local. So we, as a company, generally, we never grow from top. We go from the bottom, from the market